In this video, you'll learn about the conic section called the ellipse. By definition, an ellipse is defined as all points in a plane where the sum of the distance between the two fixed points, which we call the foci, are the same. Let's look at that on a picture. So you'll notice here on this picture that we have an ellipse. And remember, the definition of the ellipse is that every point on the ellipse is the same distance, so from the foci. So if I do this, and I do this, and I add those two together, then that distance will be exactly the same as this distance plus this distance. So one got a little longer, but one got a little shorter. So that's the definition of an ellipse. The standard form of an ellipse is x squared, and this is centered at the origin, over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. Now, if the number underneath the x is larger, then our major axis, the longer axis, is horizontal. So if a is the bigger number, then it's going to be longer in the whatever the a direction is, whether it's x or whether it's y. The major axis will always contain the vertices and the foci. So you'll notice up here that on this major axis here, we have the vertices. This is a vertex, this is a vertex, and these are foci. So our vertices are minus a0 and a0. The y-intercepts are the other two. We don't call them vertices, but they're on the other axis. And our foci, and this is the important part, is found by subtracting. So c squared is a squared minus b squared. And what I'd like you to remember is that c squared is the bigger number squared minus the smaller number squared. And you'll see why that's true as we do an example. Because whether or not a or b is the larger value, we have to always subtract in the order that we can. So the major axis being vertical is going to look pretty much the same. I still have a greater than b, but what that means is that the larger number is going to be underneath the y. The form is still the same. And our foci are still found by taking the larger minus the smaller. So let's do some examples. For the ellipse, write it in standard form. Find the center, vertices, intercepts, they'll either be x or y, and the foci. So what we know is that this needs to be set equal to 1. So if I take this equation and I divide by 36, I'm going to get x squared over 4 plus y squared over 9 equals 1. So graphing an ellipse centered at the origin is pretty straightforward. We're going to mark our center, which is 0, 0. So we'll write that down here. Now notice that this underneath here is 2 squared. And this here is 3 squared. So in the x direction from the origin, I'm going to go 2 units. And in the y direction, I'm going to go 3 units. And then I can sketch my ellipse. Now notice that it's taller than it is wide, and that's because the number underneath the y coordinate was the bigger number. So we have this in standard form right here. We found the 0, 0. Our vertices, remember, are on the major axis, so 0, 3 and 0, minus 3. And to find the foci, we have to take c squared equals 9 minus 4. That's our a squared minus b squared. And we get c is plus or minus root 5. Well, root 5 is approximately 2.2. So they're going to be on my major axis here and here. So they will be 0, root 5, and 0 minus root 5. In general, I find that the graph of all of these conic sections are the best way to find the values that we need. So let's take a look at another example. You can try this one on your own if you like, and pause your video, and I will work it through. So we've got 25x squared plus 4y squared equals 100. If I divide by 100, I get x squared over 4 and y squared over 25 equals 1. That's our standard form. Our center, because I don't have x minus anything or y minus anything, is 0, 0. In the x direction, I will go 2. In the y direction, I will go 5. And then I will sketch my ellipse. My vertices now are these 2 points. They're going to be 0, 5, and 0, minus 5. To find my foci, c squared equals 25 minus 4, or 21. So c is the plus or minus the square root of 21. And that happens to be approximately 4.5 or 4.6. And so we'll go 4.6 here and 4.6 here. And we can see that that's 0, root 21, and 0 minus root 21. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples on the next page. In your class, you may only be covering ellipses centered at the origin, but we know that we can move those around, and we do that by subtracting x minus h squared over a squared, y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. And so just like the circle, my center is going to be the hk. So, and everything else remains the same. So let's take a look at this example. It's in standard form already, so we'll just say check. Our center, hopefully you can see this, because the minus sign is part of the formula, we get positive 3 and negative 2. So that's my center right there. Now, everything I do is from this location. So in the x direction, I'll go 2. In the y direction, I'll go 6. I don't know why all of these have a vertical axis, but they do. Vertical major axis. Okay, so this is a vertex, this is a vertex, and so we have, so here's what I like to do. So you have your center, which is 3, negative 2. Since the y was our major axis in the y direction, and we added 6, we'll do plus or minus 6 to the y. So we'll actually get 3, and then 6 minus 2 is 4, and negative 6 minus 6 will give you negative 8. And you can see that that's true on the picture. Our foci, c squared, is going to be the bigger minus the smaller. We'll get c squared is 32, or c is, so I'm going to think of 32 as 16 times 2, so plus or minus 4 root 2. And just like before, we will add this to our y-coordinate, so we'll get 3 minus 2 plus 4 root 2, and we'll also get 3 comma minus 2 minus 4 root 2. So you can find those approximately on the graph. This one here happens to be 3.65. So from the center, 1, 2, 3.65 would be here and about here. Those are our foci, always on that major axis. Okay, let's see if we can go from the graph of an ellipse and find its standard form. So to start, we'll write down our vertices, 0, negative 8, and 0, 8. And because we've gone 8 in each direction, the center of this is at 0, 0. Since the minor axis has length 10, we'll go 5 in each direction. And then we'll sketch our ellipse to the best of our ability. Okay, so what we know now is the standard form of an ellipse. We have to have, in the x direction, since we went 5, well, first of all, because the origin is our center, we actually don't need x minus anything or y minus anything. So let's just take those off and make it x squared and y squared. Now, in the x direction, I've gone 5. So that 5 in this direction and 5 in this direction. So this is 5 squared. In the y direction, I've gone 8, so this is 8 squared. And if we want, we can simplify it just a bit and get the following. So let's take a look at our final example here. We want to find the equation of an ellipse with vertices minus 7, 0, and 7, 0. So here and here. And that's our major axis, because we know that our vertices are on our major axis, and directly in the middle of that is 0, 0. So we know that our center is 0, 0. So let's start by writing just this. And we need to still find these numbers underneath the x and the y. So underneath the x, since we've gone 7 in each direction, we get 7 squared, or 49. It's not so clear on the y squared. So if we have 3, 0 and minus 3, 0 as our foci, then c squared would be 3 squared, or 9. So we would say 9 is equal to 49 minus b squared. And if I subtract 49, I get negative 40 equals negative b squared, or b squared equals 40. And since I only need the b square, I don't need the b necessarily, I can just put the 40 here. Now you might ask how I knew that 49 went here and not where the b is. I know that the 49 is the larger number because this is my major axis. This axis here is my major axis. And if I had done it the other way, I would have noticed that I had a b squared equaling a negative number. So let's see if we can't now find the square root of 40 and estimate what this would look like. The square root of 40 is approximately 6.32. So if I go 6 and a little bit in this direction, 6 and a little bit in this direction, then I should be able to sketch my ellipse. That concludes this video on ellipses.